Hello everyone and welcome to Real Time with NEPCON China 2018. I'm Steven Lasmarias and joining me today is Don Naugler, President and General Manager of VJ Electronix. Don, thank you very much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right. So first, Don, for those who may not be familiar, please tell us a little bit more about VJ Electronix.
Okay, sure. VJ Electronix is happy to be announcing our 30th anniversary since we formed the company. Prior to that, we were part of Nicolay Imaging Systems and SRT. Okay. We manufacture rework equipment used for SMT rework, as well as X-ray inspection for inspecting the final products. And most recently, we introduced an X-ray system for counting components and inventory management.
Right. Okay. So what are the new products you're showcasing here at this show?
Okay. We recently introduced a new model called the Summit 1800i. The Summit 1800i is the next product from our best-selling rework system, the Summit 1800. And it takes a lot of what customers have grown to really enjoy and like about the system and takes it to the next level by adding new controls and modern technologies and so on. We also brought a version of the component counter called the X-Quick Auto. It's the X-ray inspection system used for counting components on reels, but it's coupled with some automation to both speed up and simplify the loading and unloading process and handling of the reels during the counting.
All right. Don, when you talk to your customers about the challenge, when you talk to your customers, definitely they come to you, every once in a while they'll be saying some of the issues they're facing in the market. What are the most that you often hear?
Okay. Well, I guess I should take this from two different directions, because the component counting and inventory control is really now looking towards taking the operator out of the mix, both for more efficiencies as well as more accuracies.
Right.
And that's really important, because not only can it be a cost saver in that it reduces the manpower required, but it can also help in assuring that the inventories are more consistent and more accurate, and can reduce things such as holding times, turnover of inventory, and requirement for safety stock. So that can be a real money saver there. On the rework side, we're getting a lot of inquiries now regarding larger assemblies. I think it has to do with some of the upcoming infrastructure required for, say, 5G and some of the new technologies that we're seeing for communication.
So how is VJ Electronix helping your customers address these particular issues?
Okay. Well, we're starting to tailor our products for these bigger demands, the bigger boards, the heavier masses involved, and so on, and working with our customers to try to improve our thermal management as well, which is a big challenge when you get to these sizes.
All right. Wow. That is an issue. How does thermal management affect, the process that you are involved in? That your processes are involved in. Okay.
Well, we're talking not only large boards, but very expensive boards. So when they have to be reworked, we have to focus on a small area where the defect is. We have to apply enough heat to that area so that they can remove a soldered component and replace it. And we have to do it without adversely impacting the components that are adjacent.
Right, I see. So it's like you have to make sure that you're reworking that specific part and not bringing defects or causing any potential defects on the surrounding part.
That's right, yes. We can't afford to cause new additional defects to the assemblies.
Exactly. Don, as we were discussing earlier, one of the things that, one of the growing trends nowadays in the PCB manufacturing, PCB assembly industry is the use of flexible circuits. And in one of our upcoming issues, our focus is on flexible circuit assembly. From your perspective in the rework side, what are the challenges when it comes to handling flexible circuit assemblies?
Okay. Well, the flexible circuit, obviously, as the name implies, is very flexible. And typically when we have to do rework, we're well into the process where the circuit is actually loose, and you have to worry about how it's handled and how it's supported. So when you rework it, we have to make sure that it's kept flat. Otherwise the solder joints are not going to come out very well. So we typically do that with some sort of pallet or fixture that makes it rigid. And then we can treat it much more like a typical rigid circuit board.
All right, I see. And then Don, going to your X-ray inspection equipment, are you seeing an increase in an adoption of AXI systems?
AXI, well, it is completely an automatic system. What we're seeing the trend though is more on the actual loading, unloading, try to get the operator out as much as possible. Everybody's trying to cut back on the labor content, and as I said, it also helps when you reduce handling, it's reducing the risk of potential damage through static electricity, that sort of thing. The other side of that is trying to automate the information flow, big data. We now have to automatically update the customer's inventory system, through MES interface. And that's something, everybody's just a little bit different, so we have to remain very flexible.
All right, and then you got the component tower, right? So it's like a strategy towards smarter manufacturing. Right?
That's right.
Yes. Data-driven processes.
Data-driven, yes. Data is going to help everybody.
All right. Don, what are the opportunities and challenges that we're seeing in the market today?
Well, as well as the components getting larger, the boards getting larger, as I said earlier, we're also seeing higher levels of integration, smaller components, people going to 03, 015, passive devices and so on. So it's really hitting us from both ends. We've got to get bigger, and we've got to be able to deal with the smaller components at the same time.
And definitely VJ Electronix is well positioned to address those challenges, right?
That's right. That's right. Our rework equipment is coming out with the tooling and the added precision that's required, and our counting systems have to have the resolution and the accuracy for counting those smaller components as well.
All right. Don, thank you very much for your time. Do you have any final comments?
Well, I'd like to say thank you for having me, and thank you everybody. It's great to be here at NEPCON again. It's great to see that the economy seems to be very strong, and we're looking forward to a very good year.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Don, for joining us today.
Thank you.
That's Don Naugler, President and General Manager of VJ Electronix. I'm Stephen Las Marias. Thank you very much for joining us.